Joy. Well, as a filmmaker, my job is to make the audience see and feel what I see and feel, said the legendary Guru Dutt. We agree, and it is our duty to bring you a unique perspective on cinema. We have been doing just that on Now Showing for the last 20 years now. Thank you for that. I'm Atika Farooqui. This is Now Showing. Let's begin with the highlights. How far is Manoj Bajpayee willing to go to get that exclusive story? Does director Kanu Behel's journalistic drama Despatch that releases this week make the right noise? We will tell you. If your character came to life, could it be your friend? Find out what Konkona Sen Sharma, Aditi Rao, Hydari, Rasika, Dugal and Nitanshi, Goel and Pratibha Ranta from Lapata Ladies have to say in the highlight on this year's Actresses Roundtable 2024. And from TV to films, Mrunal Thakur delves into her acting process in our coveted segment in the mind of an actor. Let's start the show with Despatch, a Manoj Bajpayee film that releases this week. Well, Despatch is a tense, unrelenting look at the decay of the Fourth Estate. In an era where journalism battles a crisis of credibility, Despatch emerges as a grim commentary on the state of the Fourth Estate. Directed by Kanu Behel, the film takes viewers into the shadowy corners of investigative journalism where truth is murky, ethics are compromised and survival often trumps idealism. Starring Manoj Bajpayee in a role that peels away the layers of both a profession and a man in moral freefall. Despatch is a dense, atmospheric thriller that dares to tread where few films have ventured. Set in 2012, the film follows Joy Bagh, played by Manoj Bajpayee, a seasoned investigative journalist at Despatch, a Mumbai-based newspaper. Joy's life takes a sharp turn when he uncovers a sprawling financial scam involving a shadowy company named GDR. Tied to an IPL scandal of unprecedented scale, the conspiracy leaves Joy and the audience struggling to untangle its intricate threads. As Joy delves deeper, he's forced to confront not just the corrupt machinery he seeks to expose, but also his own personal failings. This affair with Prerna, played by Archita Agarwal, strains his already crumbling marriage to Shweta, played by Shahana Goswami. Yet, Joy soldiers on, driven by a distorted sense of justice and his compulsive need to uncover the truth. Manoj Bajpayee once again proves why he is one of India's finest actors. His portrayal of Joy is unflinchingly raw, stripping the character of any conventional charm or heroism. Bajpayee's ability to inhabit Joy's contradictions, his dogged determination and moral decay makes the character deeply compelling, if not entirely likable. Shahana Goswami delivers a standout performance as Shweta, whose scenes with Bajpayee offer some of the film's most emotionally charged moments. Archita Agarwal, in her feature debut, holds her own, although her character feels underwritten. Kanu Behel, known for his fearless exploration of human frailty in Titli that had released in 2014 and Agra in 2023, brings a similarly unrelenting lens to Despatch. Co-written with Ishani Banerjee, the screenplay is inspired by the real-life murder of Mumbai crime reporter J. Day. While it borrows elements from this infamous case, including its fallout, Despatch is not a straightforward journalistic thriller. Instead, it operates as a broader meditation on the erosion of ethics in journalism and the transactional nature of modern relationships. The film's narrative structure, however, is a double-edged sword. While its labyrinth plot mirrors the confusion and chaos Joy experiences, it risks alienating viewers with its relentless abstraction. The film demands patience and a willingness to embrace ambiguity, qualities that may not appeal to all audiences. Siddharth Diwan's cinematography is a masterclass in visual storytelling. The oppressive urban landscape of Mumbai are captured with a claustrophobic intensity that mirrors Joy's spiraling descent. The dimly lit newsroom, the cluttered apartments and the shadowy streets evoke a sense of decay and entrapment, reinforcing the film's central theme. The film's portrayal of female characters may initially seem problematic as their relationships with Joy often appear exploitative. However, as the narrative unfolds, it becomes evident that these dynamics are deliberately manipulative, reflecting the complex power plays in their world. At its core, Dispatch is a film about moral compromise, both personal and professional. It challenges the romanticized notion of journalists as noble truth seekers, instead presenting them as flawed individuals navigating a world rife with corruption and self-interest. The film also explores the transactional nature of human relationships, particularly through Joy's interactions with the women in his life. However, the film's insistence on maintaining a bleak, almost nihilistic tone may deter viewers seeking a more conventional thriller. The lack of clear resolution and the convoluted nature of the central conspiracy further contributes to its polarizing reception. Dispatch is not an easy watch, nor does it aim to be. It is a dense, provocative exploration of the decay of journalism and the human cost of truth-seeking. Anchored by Manoj Bajpayee's powerhouse performance and Kanu Behel's unflinching direction, the film is both haunting and thought-provoking. However, its heavy-handed abstraction and unrelenting bleakness may limit its appeal to a niche audience. And now let's move on to the biggest attraction of the year, and for us it is the roundtables. When it comes to actresses, 2024 has been a year where experience and exuberance of youth have counted a lot. A similar mix is reflected in the annual CNN News 18 Roundtable, where experienced actresses like Konkona, Aditi Rao, Hydari and Rasika Dugal were joined by young Turks like Pratibha Ranta and Nitanshi Goel of Lapata Ladies. You'll get to see the full chat soon, but this is just the highlight. Wait for the next 2 weeks to catch all the conversation over the next 2 weeks on the weekends. So first of all, to begin with, I want you all to turn to your right and pay your neighbor a compliment.
Aditi is just so gorgeous. There are times that I just can't stop stalking her online.
I know what you mean.
What I love about Coco is not just that she's an amazing artist, but she's very kind and she's also very effortless.
To begin with, I was of course blown away by both these younglings. I think that in real life now, Pratibha is so, whatever little I know of you, is so easygoing and so normal and doesn't really care so much about like whether it's appearance or whether it's, there's a very like easygoing, happy-go-lucky, go with the flow kind of a aura that she has, her vibe, which makes it very easy actually for somebody else, you know, to put them at ease, because I think you seem to come across very comfortable in your skin.
Thank you. That really means a lot to me.
Some Pahari genes at play here.
Lovely.
She's 16, 17 right now.
अब तो बढ़ गई हूँ मैं 18. This is, you know, you have to.
You're
now
stuck at
move on.
16, huh?
No.
Oh, is it
I
that?
mean,
What is
2
that?
साल तो मुझे लापता लेडीज प्रमोट से करती है कोई जगह के लिए.
So how old are you, Nitanshi?
Now I'm 18 running.
18, okay.
Yeah.
But she's very mature because when I met her in Lapata Ladies, I think मुझे लगा था कि ये एक छोटी सी बच्ची होगी, but no, like you know, after every shot we would go to each other's van, we would talk, and the kind of maturity and sensibility she has, like, hats off.
Yeah.
For Rasika ma'am, I have seen a lot of your work on OTT, and I remember when I met her at this one, Kanika ma'am's this whole meet and greet party. I remember seeing her from outside, and I kept telling my mom, she's the one, you know, she's from this, she's from here, she's from there, and I was continuously showing her pictures that this is her, and you have this fangirl kind of a moment because you've seen this person so much on screen and so brilliantly. And then I met her and she was just so kind, and she knew that I've done this film, she'd seen my performance. I am a big fan of your performance.
Oh,
Actually,
thank you.
all of you guys.
Can you be friends with Veena Tripathi?
Oh, of course. I would love to be Veena Tripathi in real life. It's just that I vicariously.
You have to let her out a little.
Would you like to be friends with Dibbojan if you meet her?
100. She's too sweet, she's lovely, and she's got like fire. She's grace and fire. I love that about her.
She is grace and fire. You're right. Would you be friends with your character if you meet her?
Swati Shetty from I think avoidable.
I would 100% avoid.
Have her on your side.
No, you never know, you know.
You with her.
I think I learned a lot from my character. and I would love to be friends with her.
Yeah?
Yeah, Jaya.
Would you be friends with Pool?
I'm already best friends with her, and I love her. We meet every day.
Yeah, you meet Pools every
Yeah.
day in your life. There
Yeah,
are
it's
so
true.
many
There's so many.
Pools.
There's
Yeah.
so many. There's so many. You see your nanny, you see your mothers. There's this innocence that doesn't go. It's their core personality, and they're still very strong women. Like how she says that I am innocent and I'm fragile, but I will save you from the storm.
I've been told this very often. Oh, you're so fragile. Oh, you're so this. Oh, you're so that. And I'm like, you know, okay, I accept it. I am what I am. I look the way I do. But there is much more to a human being than just their physicality or the way that they look. You know, like I always tell people, I'll save you in a storm because you're an emotional mess, honestly. I might look like, you know, so if you do foo, I'll blow away. But I can stand very strong, you know. And I think strength is of different kinds.
Exactly.
And-
Sorry to butt in. It's how we perceive strength also. you know?
Exactly. And also a stereotypical notion of what is a strong woman, what is a woman with purpose, agency, etc. It's coming from a male gaze. Arey bhai, you don't have to pick up a knife and start yelling, you know, abuses to be considered strong. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be. Kindness is strength, vulnerability is strength, being authentic is strength, and also following what your heart desires and being the biggest dreamer in the world is also strength. Like a Bibbojan, she's loyal, she's kind, she's loving, she's fragile, she's all of it. But look
She
at
was
the
a freedom
purpose.
fighter.
She's a
What
hero.
fragility are we talking
Yeah,
about?
because
She
if
was
you look death
the
in
only
the eyes
woman in
and
that whole
say,
gang.
"It's
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kill me. I don't care. My love, the love for my country, is way greater than my own story, my own narrative, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think that's true strength.
I have to say this. I loved you in The Rapist.
Oh,
Mother,
thank
written
you.
and
I'm so
directed
glad you've seen
by
it. To watch it.
her mother, the legendary Miss Aparna Sen. You would have loved her in Mumbai Diaries and of course Killer Soup.
You know, Manoj and I have not worked together despite being kind of in a similar zone, for so many years, both of us. And I really enjoyed playing Swati, who's quite a shady lady. And it's not at all a comedy. You know what I mean? Like for me, it's full drama.
Yeah,
Like these men are behaving very badly, continuously, you know. So, and this poor lady just wanted to have her own cafe, you know, and especially after she's done her domestic duties by the world and, you know, set up her home and her child is now relatively grown up and all of that. This is all she wanted to do. And, you know, just a lot of people had to die.
In between. Before we went on, before we started shooting, we had a couple of workshops and some trials going on. And I knew that where my character is going, how I'm going to look on screen. So the first day when I was getting ready, Kiran ma'am, she came in my vanity. And I'm like, okay, like this is how I am because मैं actually मैं वैसे दिखती नहीं हूँ. Ma'am told me, see, everything is very nice. I know you can do it. Just give your 100%. And the moment I ended set, I think Kiran ma'am ने set पे इतना अच्छा friendly atmosphere बनाया हुआ था. And जब मैं set पे गई, everything was just flowing. फिर उसके बाद मैं बस किरण मैम को देखती थी शॉट के बाद मैम you got it. अगर मैम को अच्छा लग गया तो बस मुझे अच्छा लग गया because I am an actor's director. मैं और director's actor sorry. तो मैं बस yeah I believe in envisioning my director's vision.
I'm just feeling so envious of their first film. It's I feel like I wish I had had a start like that. I wish Kiran Rao had found me.
तो इस वक्त मुझे luck by chance का वो सीन याद आ रहा है. I see this one person having these dreams in her eyes. Similarly, there was this one scene जिसमें an actor says to Konkona's character कि मैं audition करने आया हूँ तो Konkona says आप कतार में है.
Farhan, I think.
यहाँ फरहान and he says आप कतार में है.
You don't have to even prepare so much for the successes. You know, but you have to prepare for the dark times because the dark times will come, I feel.
Yeah.
Regardless, and they'll come to all of us in different ways. You know, so I would say that, you know, enjoy it. I'm not telling her directly, but generally I would say
That's such an
that
important
one
point.
must.
It's such a tough career to
It's
navigate.
a tough career, especially like longevity wise.
बिल्कुल.
And you know, to be able to do what your heart desires, to be able to do what works out for you financially.
Yeah.
You know, everybody is not, supported with generational wealth. Some people have to, do it for themselves. So, or some people have more responsibility than others. So,
Bilkul.
you know, one has to really nourish oneself from within and have a life even outside of work. Of course, put everything in your work and enjoy all the successes and all of that. But I would say never let the success get you ahead. You know, just
Yeah.
Stay humble.
Absolutely.
Stay
Bilkul,
humble.
you're right.
And और भी आएगा.
Yeah. Konkona, I want to congratulate you on this beautiful short film that you directed in Lust Stories called The Mirror. Sparked so many conversations among women. My female friends, even on our WhatsApp, there were so many offshoots of a short film and we didn't know that इतनी बातें भी हो सकती थी एक film के बारे में. And you've done films like Lipstick Under My Burqa, Dolly, Kitty और वो चमकते सितारे. So whenever you are there in a project, it lands well. It doesn't land inappropriately, if I may say.
For it to land, you're not talking just about intimacy, but also on like broadly, right?
Yeah.
And I want to say that I've done some 55 films, but out of that, only 20 are decent or good. You know, one is when you're selecting the script, only you see what kind of scenes are there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can make out that this has just been put for
Titillation.
Yeah, and that I could tell from a young age, thankfully. Maybe because, you know, one has grown up watching all kinds of films. When I was growing up, I was not allowed to watch mainstream commercial Hindi or Bengali films. The majority, the bulk of those films at that time in the 80s and 90s when I was growing up was also, they were not great. There were the occasional fantastic films like, I don't know, like a Mr. India or something which we loved. Sagar, I remember watching again and again, I loved it. But by and large, they were not made with the intent of artistry. They were made to entertain like, you know, many people and generate as much revenue. And there's nothing wrong with that itself. It's just that, you know, if all kinds of things should exist and people should choose where they want to go. So that is something I like to stay away from. If there is a scene which is already making me feel little, what is this, you know, shady thing going on? Or even if how they're treating somebody, then, you know, chances are I probably won't do the film. Now, if it's a very appealing project on many other scores, but there's something, then it's something you can talk to your director about and say, you know, I'm feeling uncomfortable with this. Can I do this like this? For example, in Last Stories to Mirror, you know, when we were writing it, only Pooja Tulani and I, we were like, should we write this? Sorry, is it okay? Isn't it too much? What would people think? All that was there, but it was just too much fun to not share, you know. And for that, of course, we were also making it, you know, it was not a very big budget, resources were limited. So, you know, we didn't hire an intimacy coordinator, but, you know, all the sex scenes were plotted. So there were like 7 images that we had. And we practiced some of those images at home. We captured it on, you know, an iPhone and showed it to them that it will be from this angle.
Nice.
You know, and are you okay with? And then we made sure we deleted it from the phone in front of them.
Nice.
So you know, it's as long as you're fulfilling these kind of things, then you know, and making sure that everybody's on board, everybody's respected.
Sometimes what you find is that, you know, even with the best intentions on script, especially when you're dealing with female desire,
eventually,
there's a long distance between what's in the written word and what you visualize, and very often, even with the best intentions, the visuals become sexualized, and I'm always amazed by that, you know, because I'm like, what went wrong here? Is it because our references have been like this for so long that we cannot sort of undo that? Or what is it, you know? But it's so nice to sort of have a sort of process to see it as a visual before.
And it was on the even like, you know, these are, and then it was just storyboarded in terms of sex position 1, just stick figures, sex position 2, and you know, so that all the HODs knew also what we were doing.
It is your favorite film that you watched 100 times?
100 times? I think I will have to say, there's so many. Queen has to be my go-to film. It's
Oh, what fun.
वो लड़की को मैं उनके डायलॉग मेरे दिमाग में से चलते रहते हैं, मेरे साथ कुछ सियापा होता है, मुझे लगता है I feel like crying down and just being like, and I relate with that character so much. I think after that, when I got Phool, I was like, ऐसे characters बहुत कम लिखे जाते हैं जिनकी innocence से हम जैसे लोगों को validation मिल जाए कि हाँ, your innocence is not your flaw, but it's your strength.
I was in conversation with संजय मिश्रा एंड पंकज त्रिपाठी, और वो दोनों स्मॉल टाउन से आते हैं. बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग बात उन्होंने बोली थी. मैंने उनसे बोला कि जो एक्टर स्मॉल टाउन से आते हैं ना, और जो अब अपने उस इनोसेंस के लिए बहुत प्यार दिया जा रहा है उनको शुरुआत में बड़ी प्रॉब्लम होती है, क्योंकि उनको समझ में नहीं आता ये इंडस्ट्री एक तरह से चलती है, मैनेजर है, पब्लिसिटी है, अखबारों में जो हम पढ़ रहे हैं अक्सर वो सच नहीं होता है. इट इज जस्ट देयर टू मेक इट्स वेरी कंफ्यूजिंग. तो उन्होंने बोला कि दिल में उतरने के लिए अखबारों में छपना जरूरी नहीं.
I think many of us have functioned like that.
I don't have a publicist still.
Really?
I don't have a publicist or a social media manager.
Wow.
I don't think because I don't think a publicist can do anything for your career.
But
I don't think they can get you good roles.
I mean, of course,
No, they can probably just amplify what you have.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have a
works like
publicist.
that.
I don't have a social media person, but like I feel like the joke in my team is that I'm mostly telling the publicity, no, please don't do this, please don't do this. It's a list of no. Okay, fine. Like that. So it's mainly to make sure that you're quietly doing your work. So that you can quietly do your work and enjoy it. You know, I actually felt that first when I went on to Manisa's set, where there was no BTS, no publicity, no writing things, no putting out information. I was like, wow, this is like Wonderland, where you can just work
Be in that world.
and just be in that world and forget everything.
And not
else.
make reels. गीली पुची के सेट में आप एक किताब लेके बैठे रहते थे और नोट्स बनाते रहते थे. तो हम सभी जानना चाहते हैं क्या लिखती थी आप?
वो किताब मैंने पहले पढ़ ली थी शूट के पहले.
But it was coming every day to set, and I was feeling like
No,
a
I always carry a
backbencher.
book on set.
So I used to tell her, Cuckoo, just hide the book now. But I want to read that notebook.
Yeah, no, there's no notebook. I'll tell you what it is. It's just that I always, because I'm, I just want to say it's very important to acknowledge that I'm 46 years old. I am because, women are not allowed to say. So I want to say for others.
Nice.
Now, the thing is, I don't know if it's going to be downhill or not from here. We don't know. We'll have to see.
only
If the
uphill.
alternative is death. So it's fine. So that's one thing. And now what happened is, why I said this is because I grew up at a time where there was no social media, even TV and all, not so much. So we used to read a lot. In fact, going out without a book, I used to feel insecure. Ko pata nahi kahan pe bored ho jayenge. It's like going out without your phone.
Yeah.
So I used to read a book on the pot before going to sleep and everything, right? That's how we used to be. But I try to always take a book on set. And the thing is that now, in today's times, it's a very unusual sight to see somebody
with
reading
a
a book
book.
on set.
Yes.
Because there are 5 of us who are sitting around, we're all on our phones. And actually, oh my God, really sounding ancient, but it's fine. Like 10 years ago, we used to all be chatting or playing a bloody word game.
True.
And using our brains and our imaginations.
No, but can I ask a question related to the notebook that wasn't there? When I finished from the Film Institute and I came to अच्छा ये FTI वाले ये सब preparation
Exactly.
के-
ये बहुत
So I
पढ़ते
felt I had
लिखते
to work doubly hard to sort of hide my preparation.
But
So,
that's,
I
I find that
I
really
just-
sad. Why should you?
Yeah, exactly. I find it very sad, but I'm just venting.
But no, but actually, like nobody should have to do that.
Yeah, you mentioned age now, Konkona. I have to say this quote. Now, Miss Manisha Koirala was supposed to be on the table, but she had to back out last moment. She had to pay a visit to the doctor. She says, Manisha Koirala says, to you who think your time has come and gone, whether it's due to age, illness, or any setback, never give up. You never know what could be waiting for you around the bend. Wow.
Yeah, I wish she was here.
Wow, I wish she was here too. Irfan had once said to me, why do all journalists write Irfan 50 signs of film with... What do you have to say about age?
I honestly feel that an actor should just be left to be timeless. Fit into wherever you can, wherever you want, including where you belong. I'm like, why? Like, I can't be relegated to playing a princess my entire life.
True.
No, I'm going to change. Also, I think it's fear of death. That's why we're youth obsessed. It's not just women, it's society's youth obsessed because fear of death and also because it's very lucrative monetarily.
Yeah.
To make people want to be young, there's a lot of money to be
Too
made
many
on that.
businesses writing that one.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel कि लोग मुझे बोलते हैं, oh, you're very young. And then I feel like, how should I take this thing? That is it a bad thing being young or is it a good thing? So I think it's a very complex thing altogether. तुम बड़े हो तब भी तुम्हें एक certain way में feel होगा, तुम छोटी हो तब भी तुम्हें एक certain way में feel होगा. But I just feel that it's very important to evolve.
I have had this discussion with many directors also, and they're like, it's not every day that we get to see a 17-year-old coming into the industry. It's very rare that you see that.
Yeah.
I don't know, some people are like, you're too young, but then they're also like, you're mature for your age. I just don't know. It's just that I think so I'm like this because of my experiences also, but also I'm new to this because this is again a different altogether world.
Yeah.
And it does not come with age. I will say this with me and my mom's experience. Everywhere you go, learn the good things. Remember that, okay, this is, you want to learn this, you should avoid this, and that's it.
Catch all the 5 talking about the worries of female artists, fearlessness of age, interesting anecdotes, whether they can befriend their characters, their investments, financial advice that has often not been talked about when it comes to actresses, and so much more in annual Actresses Roundtable over a period of 2 weeks. Yes, we'll have it in 2 episodes over a period of 2 weeks on the weekend. So please don't forget to watch that. Moving on. From TV to films, it's been a remarkable journey for Marathi Mulgi Mrunal Thakur. While most viewers have adored her, in mainstream cinema, one shouldn't forget her intense role in the acclaimed Hindi film Love Sonia. There's so much more to Thakur than just being a pretty face. Here is Thakur talking about her acting process in our special segment, In the Mind of an Actor.
Yes, I learned from Vidur sir creating characters. When I'm listening to the character, the film, the screenplay and the story, or if I'm reading it, I like reading it in one go or listening it in one go so that I'm not distracted, and it's also I notice my own body language, you know, if I'm feeling cold, but at the same time I still want to hear the story. If my you know, if my bladder is full and I still want to listen to the story, that means that's how interested I am to know this. I'm sitting on the edge of the seat, and sometimes I also ask the director, why me? And the answers would always make you feel good. Oh my God, time, I think jitna waqt mile utna kam hai. Preparation till the time you're on set, till the time you start rolling for it, at least a week, you start rolling and you still feel like nerve-wracking because this is for the first time you are entering into a universe of this new character that I'm playing. So the time is never enough, chahe wo kitne bhi saal mahine lag jaye. But what is really nice is I like to read my scenes but not learn my dialogues to an extent where I become monotonous. Because what happens is the pauses, when the director wants those pauses and pregnant pauses especially to be precise, फिर वो नहीं आता है. So I just learn my situation that I am in, that particular scene requires me to, and the director's brief, it just changes everything. I like to be spontaneous. There are 2 things I want to do on a movie set. I like to listen to music because music for me is an instant medicine. I have special songs designated to particular scenes because whenever I perform that scene and you play that song and it's so aligned that it just brings out your emotions. If you're not going through a heartbreak, you're still feeling it, that's the power of music. The second one is when it's a tough scene, for example, when I played Love Sonia, I tried to lock myself in the vanity and just feel it, but I realized that it would take a lot of toll on my mental health. So what I do is, it's important to disconnect as well, and it's very, very important to leave your characters on set when you come back home. And there's always one thing that I do on set, or I tell my co-actors and my director way in advance is it okay if I do one take for love? Because that's where the magic happens.
Well, it's not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change, said Charles Darwin. Isn't it true? I agree. The life should be about success, simplicity, and a consistent love for persistence. Success comes apne aap. I'm Atika Farooqui saying goodbye on this beautiful note with the promise that we meet each other next week. And next week, don't forget to tune in to the Actresses Roundtable of 2024 with the finest leading ladies of this year. See you next time.